Yeah, I never had any definite career plans. I thought that applying statistics to things of interest rather than just doing mathematical work for its own sake was more of interest to me. My first job at Rothamsted was great for getting experience of statistical work after having done a fairly theoretical course, because in those days with the manual calculators you were limited to what analyses you could do. On the other hand, at Rothamsted, as Frank Yates, the head of the department, made it clear that he always appointed women on a lower scale and paid women less, I knew that it wasn't somewhere I would want to stay in the long term. And these days research is meant to, the idea is that research will have immediate impact, but one of the topics I've worked on over a long period is research on place of birth. And this is an example of where policy was made in 1970 without any evidence. And with a colleague, Rona Campbell, we reviewed the evidence and decided the policy wasn't justified and published it both in a journal article, which is very rarely cited, and a pamphlet which was bought by 4,000 people. And this led up to a hearing of the Commons Health Committee on normal maternity services, which was the brainchild of an amazing MP, the late Audrey Wise. And they concluded there was no evidence for the policy that everyone should have their babies in hospital. This led to a change in policy, which was first under the Conservative government and then under the Labour government. And then at that stage, the research, which should have been done years earlier, was done to investigate the policy, and it was very much more detailed than what we were reviewing, but of course it was in the same direction. So that was very pleasing. Another thing I found pleasing is that over the years I was in the National Perinatal Epidemiology Unit, people would quite often ask for advice about statistics and about doing their research. And I went to the International Midwives Conference in Glasgow in 2004, and it was very reassuring that several people came up to me and said, "Oh, you know, you won't remember me. I rang you up. You gave me this advice, and I did this, and then I did that, and now I'm this." And it's, you know, the contributing to other people's confidence and careers is something I find very rewarding.